Good morning, welcome to shul.com. We are discussing a question from Rav Mutzafi of Doresh Yonat She'ela 215029. It's a great question. It's a lengthy answer. Let's take a look what he has to say. So it says, Kevod Harav Shlita, the Honorable Rabbi. Shemanut Harav B'shiur B'layla Lekaven Shem Havaya Adanut B'gimat Ratzeh. He says that if you take the word Havaya Adanut, the two names of God, and you combine them, it equals 91, was a Gimatria Tzeh, Tzadi Aleph. And by thinking of that, you will remove the wrong thoughts in the AMIDA. Okay, let's take a look at the Teshuvah, because he has a beautiful Teshuvah on this. Really, the question should be, what should you be thinking in the AMIDA? Should it be Kavanot? Should it be Shemot? Should it be definition? Let's take a look. Yedidi, Shum machshava ena muter b'tfilah. Any type of thought is not allowed in the tefillah. Rak kavanat hamilim shemotzi mipiv. Only the definition and translation of the words that you're saying. That is the kavanah. Rav Mutzafi is telling you, if you're one that's going and doing kavanot with shemot, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. You have to understand and the depth of the words. So he says, I'm going to give you the words of the Kaf Hayim Palachi, and you take a look. Now remember, Rav Mutzafi is a Mikubal, the son of Rav Salman Mutzafi, also Mikubal, following the Arizal. The Kaf Hayim Palachi was a very big Mikubal. And let's take a look what he has to say. He brings it down in Siman Yud Aleph Dash Hey. Katab B'Sefer Or Hayashar Perik Yud Dalid. Deha Adam She'enu Mekaven B'Tifilah. A person who doesn't have understanding of the words in his Tifilah. Mishtatef Im Ruach HaTum'ah. He becomes a partner with the spirit of the impure. And the Satan, he includes himself in that. Woe to him and to his soul. How much bad he ends up creating on himself because of this. It doesn't matter who the person is. It goes even more so if the person decides that he wants to be a hazan and he's completely in a different zone when he's praying. He says that a shliach sibur that goes, a hazan who goes in front of the teva, he has to have the kavanah of the words teva, which is tav, yud, bet, hey, which is what? That stands for teva, tefillah, yud, yeshara, bet, bekavanat, and hey, halev. So tefillah, yeshara, bekavanat, halev. Rashi tevot teva. So you tell him, you want to be the shliach sibur hazan, you have to go to the teva and be the teva. V'katuv b'sefer Hesed alafim siman sadi gimel. De'en lecha sara gedola kemo zo keshe'eno mekaven b'tfilato. Because you don't know what kind of troubles, big troubles, come to someone who doesn't have understanding when he's praying and talking to God. Remember, tefillah is avodah shebalev. It's work of your heart. It's the worst thing that a person can do of all the bad things in the world. Go check out what he has to say there. He says, here he's talking about listening to voices between praying and the Torah. He says God gets upset. במשלי סימן זך כתב המבחן לאדם אם הוא צדיק, that if you want to know if a person is a righteous person, that you clarify as a tzaddik. And we spoke over here about different classifications of what tzaddik means. Tzaddik can mean someone who protects himself from arayot and illicit relations, has sheminat enayim or kedusha. There's other things of a tzaddik, that tzaddik rashi tevot, he answers 9 diamenim, daled 4 kedushot, 10 kadishim, and 100 amenim, or 100 berachot. So that's the word tzaddik. So that's another. He says here, the test, according to the Haidah, of who is a tzaddik, if he can have a prayer without any other thoughts other than God and the words that he's saying. Go check it out there. He brings the Baal Aturim, Parashat Shemot, Tichtiv, the Yishu b'divrei sheker. Because that's the person who prays without any focus in his heart. But someone who prays with his heart, Alav ne'emar az tikra v'Hashem yaneh. He goes, that person when he prays, God listens to him. Ye'uyan sham. Umorenu harav bate knesiyot. Hebid hamitpalel bekavanat halev nitzun lehibut hakever. Goes, a person who has kavanah in his heart, he's saved from chibut hakever. Chibut hakever is a process. Rav Meir Eliyahu has a whole book on it. There's many mefarshim on it. It's a process that when a person dies, what happens until he goes to the Beit Din, until they judge him, and that includes even young babies, children, yitumim, almanot. It doesn't matter. Everyone has a chibut hakever. He goes, to avoid it is someone who prays with kavanah and tefillah. He avoids that process completely. Ubisifri hakatan hafetz hayim aspate be'omrim kol dine shili yachshabu mimma shehasiga yado kiyad Hashem hatova alai. Okay. He brings that here. The book Zifri Hakatan Hafetz Hayim is not talking about the Hafetz Hayim of Shemoneh Lashon. It's talking about the book of the Kaf Hayim Palachi of Hafetz Hayim. But in short, what is he trying to tell you? Mutzafi, it's a very simple thing. Is that your focus in prayer is to understand the words that you're saying. If that means you have to read it in English, in Spanish, in Latin, in Pig Latin, I don't know what the language you need, but you must understand what you're praying. And if you're getting older, listen, if you're still young and you're in the process, you're learning. But if you're going into your 20s, your 30s, your 40s and 50s, and you're sitting in tefillah and you don't really understand all the words, then take the interpretation that exists, look at the mefarshim and understand the tefillah, because it's devar shebirumo shel olam ubnei adam mizalzelim lahem baruch Adonai de'olam, amen ve'amen.